Please do not post your referral code in the comment section below. Otherwise, pissed off blind people with killer tigers will come after you. Thank you. Hey guys, Jaybo785 coming to you today with just a quick review on a game that I've been playing. Now, it's on Newgrounds, which you can tell has been my favorite site of lately. All you do is you're just going to click on the Games tab right here. Okay, right there. Okay, hit the Greatest tab underneath of it. Scroll on down, and there it is, right there. And then you just click on that bad boy, and I'll warn you, I couldn't get this to play on Internet Explorer, so I played it on Firefox instead, alright? So, I've been no-lifing it on this game for quite a while, and I'm just going to take you through the first tutorial, okay? This game, by the way, is kind of one of those math strategy tutorial, I don't know why it's tutorial, but it takes you through the tutorial. And it's one of those ones where you raise money by defeating other castles, and then you build up units, and you enhance those units and stuff like that. Which I've played games like that in the past, and they're just mediocre at best. And this one actually kind of caught my interest. At the very beginning, you actually get to choose your hero also. And from the 3 free classes, there's basically the Major Warlock, there's the Brute, and then there's the Beastmaster. Now, I played through the Mage and I played through the Beastmaster, and don't think just because the Beastmaster guy or the Brute's bigger that the Mage is worse, because honestly, going from the very beginning to the very end, the Mage has been the easiest. It took longer to win, but the wins I got were more frequent. Now, with the Beastmaster, if you win, it's done quick. It's done in like 13 minutes compared to like, oh god, the hour and a half that sometimes the Mage was taking me. So, if you don't mind losing a lot, and you want the game to be over, easy peasy Japanesey, try the Beastmaster. So, Red Plains. Would you like to view the tutorial? Yes. So guys, I'm just going to sum this up real quick. You got your castle, you got to defend your castle. You got your coinage, you got your reputation, which is basically higher reputation, which you gain through killing people, or you can upgrade at the very beginning, the more cash you get. Like, an example I'll give, when I first started out this game, I was getting like 5 coins a second, and now I'm getting 10 coins a second at 250 rep. Your experience bar, that normally starts off at 0, already pumped it up. Certain things unlock with the experience bar being monsters, magic, certain spells for your hero, and so on and so forth. So by starting out at 5,000 compared to the 0, if you decide to put anything in the skill, then your chances of getting your hero out or your stronger unit out is a lot better than your opponent. And then the very last level, your opponent has like some of the best shit right off. And then how many people you got out? You can have a max of 20 people, and you can have a max of 30 people waiting to be deployed. Excuse me, a max of 10 people for a total of 30 people waiting to be deployed. You select this guy to go through all your different units. You think that the Dragon Rider would be the best. As you can see, right now it's 350,000 XP to be unlocked. The good thing about this guy is he flies, and just like in anything like Method of the Gathering or anything like that, melee guys can't get them. You gotta use ring units to kill this guy. But, coinage-wise, he got 75,000 coins, and that's after you buy all the perks to get him as cheap as you can. I honestly hardly ever use him. I don't particularly like him. The Troll is supposedly the best range guy. It's not. The Infernal Golem is supposedly one of the best melee guys. It's not. I actually like the Drake, which is just like a little mini dragon. I hardly ever use the Lion Rider if I use it. I actually really like the Goblin Spider guy. That's one of the best melee guys in my opinion. And I'll get into that in just a second. The Wolf Rider, which is mid-melee. Goblin Mage. Goblin Assassin. Goblin Soldier. Goblin Archer, and then Goblin Slave. Which, guys, I forgot to mention, when you first start the game out, you get to choose between very easy and very hard. Now, I'm playing very easy right now, and some of these fucking levels can take me up to an hour and a half, if not longer. And you can still die and have to restart. So I can only begin to imagine what very hard mode is like. Now, I'm sure that certain monsters are going to be better on very hard, and I'm sure that you're going to want to pump certain attribute points into different stats on very hard. I chose very easy, so what I tell you I'm doing is on very easy. Alright, so next, this one, the strategy I use most commonly is I power up my castle first before I start powering up my units. And this is why. Your castle can take a shitload of damage, it can heal itself, okay? And it honestly blows the crap out of enemies. If I spend 50 bucks on a goblin slave and it dies, then that 50 gold is done. But I can increase my turret, which increases the fire rate, which in my opinion is the best. Increase the damage, which is probably the third best. Increase the number of cannonballs I fire, second best. The fifth best, increase tower hit points. You really will hardly ever power that up, if at all. And then the fourth best, increase tower repair rate, which you usually don't do that very often, especially very early on in the game. Now, as you advance, it definitely does get a lot more important. So, like I was saying, I usually power up my tower. At 10,000 experience, your hero can come out. I usually let the hero kill off the little minions. And then going on to the next part, upgrading your units. This is where stuff starts to get kind of fun. Melee armor, melee attack, range armor, range attack, special units. You got your Drake, you got your mage and your Dragonfire, you got the Lion Riders, and then you got the Infernal Shadow Demon. What I'll normally do, just to tell you about my strategy, is I'll usually try to battle as long as I can with my hero without buying any units at all, while powering up my castle. And then I'll try to get the Drakes out, which is probably a solid tank, if you know what I mean by that, just a damage absorber. And then usually I'll either bring out those Goblin Spider guys, or I'll bring out the mages, and I'll just power up the mages a lot. Now, if you use these first 4 slots, it gives you a lot more monsters to choose from, but it's a lot more expensive, and you have to choose between both attack and defense. And you usually have to keep that pretty even, because as the waves progress, you take a lot more damage, the monsters become a lot harder, even though they're the same freaking monster. Whereas just powering up the Drake or just powering up the Mage, doing that, you can basically get twice as many units for the same price. Your magic, you got the healing spell, which takes a while to unlock, and is honestly probably the first one to unlock. Bloodlust, which rages them out, gives them like that limit break status, so more damage, take less damage, and they're faster on the field. Growth spell, your monster gets big. I hardly ever use this one. I'm sure it's okay, but it's hard to stack up a lot of monsters on like one square to be able to get a lot of them in one shot. I honestly usually miss trying to cast this fucking spell, which is pretty aggravating. Meteor Storm, this is really, really nice. Basically just wipes out the field, which if you're going on the offensive or you need a defense, it's very good both ways. Mighty Fist, which sounds like a horrible innuendo. This is kind of fucking worthless. It just, Giant Fist falls out of the air, and then it tries to do some damage. It usually doesn't even kill the fucking enemy. This one is a lot better. Lightning Storm. If they're just rushing you, Lightning Storm's a good choice. Of course, upgrade that would be Meteor. Mighty Battle Catapults. As you go to attack their castle, you can basically stand halfway down the fucking field and do damage to them, and it does quite a bit of damage. But the thing dies really easy, so you gotta send out a whole bunch of tanks in front of it. And then summon Shadow Demon. This guy's just a beast. He hardly ever pops up, but when he does, that's usually when you launch your offensive. And then Omega Fist, the worst damn one. It's horrible. Alright, well, talking about this magic real quick, guys. And I know this is a pretty long tutorial, but I'll probably do a two-parter where I show you this one, and then I show you like the last levels, and I might show you a different boss, or hero, excuse me. So, speaking of the spells, you'll have like an attribute chart. Honestly, the you just cycle through your spells kind of randomly, and I think you can have like 5 or 6 up on the screen at one time. So the more spells you have, up to maximum 5, the better. All right, here's your hero button. This is really the guy that wins you the game. You got one where you retreat, so your hero has a life bar. If he's taking a crap load of damage, send him back in the castle. He comes back next turn. If you let him die, then he takes like 3 to 5 turns to come back, and it's just a really bad idea. He has his special attack, which is the last one you really unlock. This guy has Fury Fire, and before I really elaborate on that, he has Lion Morph, where he turns into a lion. And if you combo this and combo Fury Fire, he's basically one of the best attacking heroes in the game. But my one complaint is he looks like a cat just hacking up fucking hairballs, just constantly just going at your enemies. So it's kind of weird. And then he has Battle Slam, and he hardly ever uses. I don't like it. I actually like the Mage better, if you can't tell. Battle Slam, you just basically do tiny bit of damage, and you basically just stun them for like 5 or 10 seconds. So the only time this really becomes useful is later on in the game, like way later on in the game, when you've maxed out your hero on the attribute chart enough that when he does damage, he'll heal by a certain percentage, depending on how many attribute points you have in that skill. So if you stun a bunch of enemies, it gives you a chance to heal for that 10 seconds, okay? Rather than those enemies continuing to attack you. And then you have the tutorial game options menu, which is basically I just use for pause. Field navigation, it's basically left, right arrow, and then finish up this fucking thing. So, it's actually pretty nicely done. The landscape is, the graphics aren't the greatest, but, if you're playing a Flash game for graphics, you already got a problem. So, basically, the typical game runs 5 to 10 minutes, okay, for one of these very early games. The quickest game I've ever had was 13 minutes. The longest game I've ever had was 2.5 hours. And it was just one of those things, like, it was a matter of pride. I'm not going to fucking lose. As you can see, little cannons firing. Oh, the cost of things goes up as you try to upgrade it, which, duh, you know what I mean? Now, another trick that I learned is one of the tribute points that you can get is it gives you interest on however much gold you have, and you get half 1% starting out. So, usually if you can wait longer before you spend your cash, the better you're off. But of course, you kind of have to use your best judgment. Don't let yourself get killed, don't let your castle take too much damage. This is where I wish I had video editing equipment just to speed this up for you guys. Honestly, if you want to skip ahead about 2 or 3 minutes in this film, I wouldn't blame you. See any other smart-ass comments I can make? Nah, never mind. Give you guys a taste of the music. It has a very Lord of the Rings feel to it. Two cannonballs! And of course, they have a little story at the very beginning. And spoiler alert, basically, the goblins are fighting each other, and the humans come in, kick their ass. And so, as these goblins try to bring peace back to their part of the earth, you fight through all those different levels, which I'd actually say they did a pretty good job on the levels, offering variety for as much as you could for a game like this. And at the very end, you fight a man, like a knight. And if you get the free, question mark, bonus material you get a choice between 2 more heroes, and you get to fight 2 more levels, which you fight men. I haven't gotten the free package yet because usually it's absolute bullshit, and you gotta jump through so many loops and sign up for crap, and they just spam the bloody hell out of you. I might look into that a little bit further for you guys, especially if I get some good reviews on this video. Oh my god, it's like watching fucking paint dry. Wait for it. Wait for it. Drink, Kevin Bump. Ah, ah, ah. I do kind of like that you can see the raven flying on around the background. Just a very, very minor thing that shouldn't deter you guys at all from playing this game, because it is a lot of fun. Every once in a while, you'll see the graphics fuck up, and the raven will just kind of be floating. You know? I'm like, okay, he's chilling out on the land back there. But, very minor, like I said. Come on, 10,000. And guys, as soon as I get my hero out and show you a little bit about him, I'm probably going to end this video. So look forward to part 2, okay? I'll show you, like, me winning a battle or something like that, and I'll show you the difference between this first level, which, as you can tell, goes pretty freaking slow, and I'll show you what the last battle looks like in comparison, okay? Oh, finally! Yay! Alright, so I want to show you the cat yakking up hairballs real quick. Lefties! And so, you come down here, pukes up some more hairballs, and you just watch the life there drain. Up, and then his Beastmaster mode wears off, you know. I can't help but think like, Thundercats roll out! You know, or something like that when he changed him to his Beast mode. Summon some goblins. As you can see, maxes out. Got your little refill bar. Upgrade. Oh no, my Beastmaster! Fist your enemy! Now we got archers. Back along. And that's one of the things, if you want to win some of the later battles, really all you can do is you put one giant fucking tank up front, and then you just pretty much pile on as many archers behind them as you can. And you just kind of, for lack of better words, 300 their ass, or, we'll fight in the shadows then, kind of thing. Look, it's almost fucking dead. And especially on the last goddamn battle, you'll definitely get to the point where you're like 1 or 2 seconds off, and then they just rush out and kill your ass. We'll send an assassin their way. There's no way that they could ever beat that. Aha! Thundercats, roll out! Let's go puke up some hairballs. Oh, lightning! And that's another thing. whatever spell you're using or whatever, you know, it changes the color of your screen with that transparent color layover, okay? So, if you use the thunder, everything gets kind of dark and you get little flashes of lightning. And, you know, if you use the heal spell, you get this really ugly ass green tint. But it's the best fucking spell in the game, so you just put up with it. And if you use, like, the Blood Rush one, everything turns red. Which honestly makes some shit really hard to see on certain levels. So, victory screen, 10 minutes, 19 seconds. Felt a lot longer than that. When you level up, you'll get 3 attribute points for every level you go up. Gives you your little statistics there if you're a statistics guy. And then here's your chart, which gives you the layout of all your different skills. Now, I'm going to go over this real quick, guys, and we'll end the video. So I can give you my feedback on it, and you can kind of decide what you want to do from there. This seems like the shittiest skill, and it's honestly not. And so, don't let it throw you off. Now, there's some other skills I'd put attribute points into first, but this is a really good one. So, increases startup gold by 100 GP, currently 50 GP. Now, if you combo that with other things, especially if you're planning on going for the long haul, it's really good because of that compounding interest. So the one I'd combo it with is increases interest earned by gold by 1% every 10 seconds, currently 5. So doing that, it maxes out at 2.5%. So yeah, you can see how that one and that one would really help you out. And then just moving across. Reduces tower upgrade costs, maxed at 25% reduction. I use the tower a lot, so that's what I would use. If not, I understand, but there are certain levels where you have to upgrade your tower if you want to win that battle. I just don't see any other way around it. Reduces unit recruiting costs, maxed out at 25%. That's kind of self-explanatory. The cheaper the units, the more you can buy, the more money you can spend on something else. Increases interest on gold, already talked about that. Reduces unit upgrade costs, so that one's also very invaluable. Increases tower hit points by 2,000 and repair rate by 2. I'd say that this is probably one of the worst skills. I think on my other account, or the other hero, I put 1 attribute point in that. If you're getting your ass kicked that badly and, you know, your castle's getting tanked that much, you need to rearrange your attribute points, which in a lot of games, you know, it's usually, I have 3 attribute points. I distributed them. Oh, I really didn't want to do that. Repick skills. You just repick those 3 attribute points. On this one, everything goes back. So, if you get to a point in the game where you're like, man, I've really fucked up. I've made a horrible mistake. Hit the repick skills, redistribute them, which is a really nice feature. Increase startup experience max at 5,000. I actually really like this one for the simple fact that it means I can get better units out faster, and I can get my hero out faster. Increase startup reputation maxed at 250. You get more gold earlier on. This is probably one of the best skills in the game. It takes 10 attribute points to get to this level, so use your best judgment. Your hero absorbs a small percent from the damage done to his opponent, max at 30%. So, depending on what hero you're running, this can be a really invaluable skill. Now, you can tell what I think about this one because I got a 0 in it. Increases hero base health by 50. Unless it multiplies per level, which I haven't checked yet, this is pretty fucking worthless. And there's 10 levels, which, you know, even if it increases it by 1,000 at the very end, your hero has a lot more health than that. Increase hero startup experience max at 5,000. To me, this makes a lot more sense. Having your hero start off at level 4 or 5 means that I can do a lot more damage, and that he can stay out in the field a lot more, and I can rank up a lot faster. And then comboing that with increase the rate your hero gains experience at 100%, so basically double. You max those two out together, then your hero is leveling up extremely fast, and you can stay on the field for a lot longer. And chance to do double damage, self-explanatory. More people you kill, more experience you get. Combo that with the other ones, the better you're doing. This one only works with Assassin. That kind of disappointed me because it's unit research. I thought that it would be really nice if you could upgrade all your different units rather than just one class. But that's just my little rant. It's still a very good game. Give Assassin ability to backstab. This just unlocks more abilities and a greater chance as you go on. I actually did check that out once. Unlock Lion Rider unit as fast, powerful unit with both melee and ranged attack. The good thing about this unit, the Lion unit, is you spend 10,000 gold and they're good. That's as much as you can max them out. You can only max them out once, and they're very fast, they're very tough, and they do poison damage on top of that, which is pretty worthless. But the thing is by the time you get far enough in the game that you've got them and you spent the 10 grand, you could have had something much better by then, in my opinion. Or you're going to need something much stronger very, very quickly. So it's just kind of a waste of cash. Golem, I like the Drake better. You can't upgrade this fucking thing. It's a lot better than the Drake to begin with, but when you start pumping up the skills, the Drake's a lot better. I only unlocked this so I could unlock this. I only unlocked that so I could unlock that. Unlock Troll, very strong melee unit that can go through boulders. Now the Troll is very good. And it's very strong and it can take a crap load of damage. So why wouldn't you use it? It costs 10 fucking grand, that's why. And you can't upgrade it. There's no upgrade for it. So by the time you get to it, yeah, you might use it for a little bit if you got a crap ton of extra cash laying around. But you're going to discard it pretty quick. And I already went over the Dragon Rider. Same thing with him. So there's the heal spell. Now, you kind of do have to chain these, so you have to go all the way through here, and then down before you get to it. So you start off with 3, so that means that you're going to have to at least be level 3 by the time you can unlock that spell, guys. This is usually one of the last ones that I unlock, and this is only if I'm trying to Zerg rush the opponent. But there's the Bloodlust, already talked about that. Already talked about the Meteor, already talked about the Grow Skull. And the last one, arguably the worst fucking one, is all it does is just increase the damage of the God Fist, okay, or the Omega Fist, or whatever. This would probably be my last choice, to tell you the truth. So, guys, that really concludes this video. Ah, goddamn. Another thing I don't really quite like about this game is you gotta watch ads, or watch them for a little bit before you skip them, just like on YouTube. Well, this video is starting to get a little bit lengthy, so I'm going to go ahead and end it up. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any concerns or questions, post them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer those in a timely fashion. And if you play Rage Bahamut and are a new player planning on joining or have an extra device, please use my referral code RUM26800. Get you a free rare card just the same for me. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a wonderful night.